What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with the one and done preview for the WGC Match Play, an incredibly unique tournament. I think this is my favorite tournament of the year. I think the PGA Tour should try new things, okay? Do match play. Let these guys play a two-man scramble. Like, I want to see new formats. I get stroke play every single week. I'm amped for this. It's bracket style. It's March Madness. It's going to be awesome. Couple of housekeeping items. I talked a lot about this on the DFS preview. Go check out the DFS preview. There's a huge strategy situation that we're going to encounter this week if you play on DraftKings, which I assume that you do. But also there is a bracket challenge that I'm putting together for my site. The prize is, if you win it on PGAtour.com, a year subscription to my site. Runner-up gets 6 months, and then I'll do a few weekly random giveaways in there as well. So it should be a lot of fun. We'll sweat it all together. It's going to be a great, great week. But let's turn our attention to the one and done, which is unfortunately a little more straightforward, where we're just trying to get someone who can go out and win this stinking thing. Last week, we almost found ourselves a winner. So the most popular players were Sergio, 485 picks, Patrick Reed, 471, Webb Simpson, 326, and then it dropped off pretty significantly to DJ at 175. Sergio did make the cut, but kind of floundered around, didn't really do much. I think he finished like T56 or something. Don't quote me on that, but not enough money to make a difference here. And then Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson both go out and miss the cut. Unfortunately, we had one Patrick Reed, but he brought everybody down with him, so I guess I'm not too terribly upset about it. I was super high on him. We whiffed along with everybody else. Now, in our other lineup, we did have Louis Oosthuizen, T2, $600,000, which is in our season-long lineup. So if you're new, if you're just watching for the first time, I have one lineup in this Gups Corner one and done that I choose my golfer each week. And then I have one that at the very beginning of the season, I did a strategy video and I lined up every single golfer for the week. I already slotted them in. That lineup that we did before the season started is whipping our other lineups butt. And I was thinking about, I was driving home the other day and I was thinking about this, and it's actually, first of all, it's such a great exercise and a thought exercise to go through and pick all your one and done picks before the season starts. If you've never done it, highly encourage it. Do it for the segment. Do it for the next segment coming up on Gups Corner. It's a really good exercise of trying to be super efficient in who you use, when you use them, and be really thoughtful. I think that I get caught up in the week to week of everything, and I think that hurts. The season-long lineup does not have a weekly bias. I literally sat down before the season started, and it took me a few days, and I ran it through the tool that I have on DFSOnDemand.com, and I ran it through, and I just slotted everyone in there. That lineup is doing significantly better than our other lineup. We are now about the top third of the contest here in 994th, and I'm really excited about it. We're at 2.4 million, which we did not get to 2.4 million until like the 25th event last year. We are in a much better place this year. I imagine we are going to do much better next year. It's all a process. Okay, so what are we going to do for this week? And this week is incredibly unique. So I'll show you the bracket here. And again, all of this is linked back in the DFS video. Go watch that. I've got all the links in the description where you can access this information. All right. So for this week with the bracket, if you're really unfamiliar with this, all three of these, in each one of these groups, it's going to be a round robin. So everyone's going to play everyone. So there's going to be 3 guaranteed matches, and then the winner of the groups is going to advance. There are clearly some groups that are better than others. So, now that the bracket and the groups are out, we need to look at this and decide who we're which is the easiest path to getting there, right? It's the same thing we would do for March Madness or anything like that. and I think there's a couple of obvious places to avoid, at least. In general, the entire left side of the bracket is pretty much a gauntlet. It's got DJ, it's got Hideki, it's got Reed, who I know missed the cut last week, but again, you have to throw him in because it's match play. Xander, Rahm, Justin Thomas, Jason Day, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, all on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, not nearly as stacked. So we're probably going to have to pick someone from the right-hand side. Couple other things. I would have probably picked Jason Day in a lot of situations here. The draw he got, terrible. Phil Mickelson, Henrik Stenson, and Jim Furyk is a really bad draw. It is. Those are three really capable match play golfers. So that kind of is out. Tiger, I think, is a pretty good situation, but if he advances, he'd have to run into Rory in the next round. DJ even got Hideki in his group, which, Hideki I love, and I would have loved him more if he wasn't in DJ's group. So there's just a lot of really, really bad situations on the left. On the right, it's a little easier. I think there's a couple ways we could have gone here. I think that this group 7 is pretty soft. If Molinari comes out of it or if Webb Simpson comes out of it, I think that's a pretty easy path. You would get Paul Casey in the next round, assuming he wins, who, he's played a lot of golf in the last couple weeks. Coming off on a successful defense last week, the Valspar, I'm not sure he can play 7 more rounds this week at a high level. So you wouldn't run into Rose or Bubba or anybody of these guys until like the Elite 8. The bottom of it's kind of interesting too. I think there's only one spot. I think Poulter's the only guy who was not the number one guy who has better odds, who has, someone besides the number one guy has the best odds to advance from the group. So Poulter has that by a hair over Finau. But I'm down here in group 3. Brooks Koepka is really, really calling my name. For a couple of reasons. First of all, it's Brooks Koepka. He's one of the best players on the planet. Yes, he has disappointed a little bit as of late. He did make the cut the last time he teed it up at the Players, but kind of floundered around. I think he finished 55th, 56th. Hasn't been great. But look at this draw. He gets Noren, Hao Tong Lee, and Tom Lewis. I'll tell you what, if Koepka cannot get out of this group, we've got bigger problems, right? I mean, that's a really soft path. And I don't like that you would have to face then, either Poulter or Finau or Kisner even. The next round's kind of a little hairy, but other than that, I mean, this whole right side's wide open. If we look at match play records, here's Koepka. Koepka's 6-3 in match play at Austin Country Club. He's 9-5-1 in all formats. So that's other WGCs. It's the President's Cup. It's the Ryder's Cup. Really good record in match play. And he's well rested. So I kind of mentioned this. It's going to take 7 rounds to win this thing. A lot of guys have been playing a lot of golf. Koepka did not play the Valspar. He's had the week off, well rested. He's in good shape. We know that. Kind of corny. But he feels like a really, really good play. I was torn between Koepka and Bubba, quite honestly, because I think Bubba has a really good path here. He's playing well. He's your defending champion. He's played well at match play in his entire career. I would have picked Bubba if I didn't think it was going to be so chalky. I'll probably save him for maybe the Travelers or something like that. But couldn't blame you if you wanted to play Bubba. I'm going to roll with Brooks, okay? So we're going to put Brooks into our weekly lineup, and then, believe it or not, our season-long lineup, we have, drum roll please, Alex Noren, which I am not thrilled about in the slightest. I mean, we can even go look at Alex Noren. Like, he's not, I mean, missed the cut at the Players, missed the cut at the Honda, 62nd, which is almost dead last at the WGC. He has just not played well. Not played well at all. I can't say anything else. He has a good match play record. That's all I can say. He just has not played well since the beginning of the year. I'm not thrilled about this, which means he'll probably win the thing. But our whoops, that's the wrong tab. We have both of our guys coming out of the same group. So obviously, if I needed both to win, I would never do this, right? So if I was creating a DFS lineup, I would never do this. But for one and done, I think it's okay. So that's what I'm doing. Let me know who you guys are playing. Join the bracket. It's in the DFS video. Go check out the other videos. Join us in the bracket. It'll be a lot of fun this week. Follow me on Twitter. It's at DFS On Demand. Or leave a comment below. Tell me who you're playing. Talk to you guys soon. See you.